Hello, Texas Math Mundo audience. Today we will be analyzing the Region 2021 results. Region contest happened last weekend and they posted the results. I have gathered a panel of coaches that I highly respect, and we're going to have a good time highlighting top performances from across the state, both individuals and teams. I hope you enjoy. My name is Saul Cantu, and this is Texas Math Mundo. Texas Math Mundo audience. Today I have a panel of highly respected fellow judges, and we're going to talk about the region results from 2021. I'm very excited. We had a good regional tournament this past weekend, and now's the time to highlight some of the strong teams and some of the strong individuals and their performance. Joining me are Eridani. Can you introduce yourself?
Hi, my name is Eridani Alcantar.
What school are you from?
I coach the Wisdom High School math team.
Thank you. John Delgado, introduce yourself.
I'm John Delgado. I coach the Northside High School math team.
All right. Marco Campos.
My name is Marco Campos. I coach the Sharpstown High School math team.
All right. Thank you, gentlemen, for joining us. Let's get this show on the road. All right. Onward to Class 5A. Class 5A, Region 1. This is our class, gentlemen. Let's see how we do. Class 5A, Region 1. In calculator. Wait a minute. In calculator applications. It looks like the Wiley Bulldogs are the team to beat.
Yep. Wiley High School having a 728 team score versus, and Conotito is not that far behind with a 705.
Ooh, ouch. That was close.
Yeah. So, Wiley's high school team is led by Aiden Gertizer with a 280, followed by Vincent Mercado with a 224, and Tommy Thomas with a 224. It's a nice name, Tommy Thomas.
Yeah, the Villalba from Conotito with 273 will be advancing to stay on their own, as well as Austin Chen from Lubbock High School. Wow. Man, these are some scores.
Good job, Aiden Gertizer. Aiden Gertizer, if you win, give me an interview so I can have a state champion, man, from Wiley, Abilene Wiley, man. I hope you're listening to this. All right, give me an interview. Okay, so Region 1, Class 5A, the Wiley Bulldogs, state bound. Let's go to mathematics. Looks like the Lubbock Westerners are the team to beat here.
Yep. Oh, 804 versus 538. Solid win there. 300 point, almost 300 point difference from Ryder High School to Ryder's High School.
Yeah, so the Lubbock High School team is led by Yash Mittal with a 284, followed by Tony Wang with a 278, followed by Austin Chen with a 242. Their scores are very, very tight. They could have just told their third person to go to sleep. Still would have won.
Eric Tong from Grapevine High School with a 302. Very impressive score. And Aiden Gertizer from Wiley High School with a 292. Again, great job, guys.
You want to hear something more impressive? That Eric Tong, I think, is a freshman. And Aiden Gertizer is a sophomore.
Wow.
That's pretty impressive, isn't it?
Yeah.
That Region 1's got some power for some time to come. All right. So, Class 5A, Region 1, Mathematics, the Lubbock Westerners, state bound.
Sorry to interrupt, but I think those would be good kids to interview.
They would be good kids to interview. I agree with that statement. If I can get them on,
What
I
the
think
heck
maybe.
did you guys do, man?
Let's take a look at that science. Science. I got the Lubbock Westerners.
Yep. Solid science team too here. Lubbock had a 524 versus Granbury's 344.
All right, Lubbock's team is is headed by Yash Mittal with a 180, followed by Kyler Shu with a 178, and then Tyler Kim with a 166.
Any lone guns?
Yeah, Jonathan Rositas with a 170, man. Made this third place. Good job.
All right. Class 5A, Region 1, Science. Lubbock Westerners. State bound. All right, let's take a look at number sense.
He's the one that broke the Lubbock High School team.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, you broke it.
Yeah.
You broke him. Good points. In number sense, Wiley Bulldogs.
627. Whoa. Okay. Wow, those are really high scores. I said that before, but this one, yeah. 627 versus a 418 from Ryder High School.
Yeah, so Wiley's High School is again led by Aiden Gertizer with a 246, followed by Sine Salvi with a 225, and Timothy Varghese with a 156.
Eric Tong from Grapevine High School slipping into state with a 230.
Cool. Yep. Again, Aiden Gertiser and Eric Tong. Quite a battle for those two young men. You know?
Sure.
So, Wiley Bulldogs, state bound in number sense, Class 5A, Region 1. All right, let's go on to Region 2. Class 5A, Region 2. Starting off with their calculator team. And we have the Hallsville Bobcats.
They had a 761 team score versus Highland Park's 707. So that's those are pretty close scores, really high scores too.
Yeah, Hallsville High School is led by Zachary Rogers with a 271, followed by Jamal Zhang with a 259, and Andrew Moeller with a 231.
Any lone guns?
Yeah, Justin Lee with a 259, man. It was really awesome.
Highland Park Scots. And actually, this is a near sweep region with Hallsville taking calculator and the Highland Park Scots taking the rest. And that's because Hallsville just eked out Highland Park Scots. Well, not eked out. They won pretty good in calculator. All right, Hallsville, state bound, calculator applications. Let's take a look at the math scores. I think math, we have an individual here. It's a little crazy here. Let's take a look.
Wow.
First of all, Highland Park Scots. Take the math.
Highland Park was 826 versus Hallbill's 740. And these are some really high scores from this region.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah, Highland Park's team is led by Justin Lee with a 324, followed by Parth Nandekar with a 260, and then Joyce Jang with a 242.
Marilyn Shen with a 264 from Pine Tree High School, slipping in second place, and Manas Sharma from Science and Engineering Magnet High School with a 262. Those scores are very, very tight.
Yeah,
They are. It should be noted. It should be noted that math score from Highland Park Scots is the highest one. It's not the highest one. I was just going to say that Justin Lee's score is quite impressive, though. Justin Lee, look at that.
Do you happen to know his grade level as well?
I do not know his grade level, but somebody can please drop it in the comments. It would be greatly appreciated. All right. Highland Park Scots, state bound, mathematics, Region 2, Class 5A. Let's take a look at those science scores. Again, Highland Park Scots.
Yep. 648 team score versus Liberty High School's 392.
Pretty dominant.
Yep.
Yeah, Highland Park High School again led by Justin Lee with a 240, followed by Jeffrey Sun with a 208, and then Luke Ting with a 200.
Mark Wen breaking up those scores with a 210 from Lovejoy High School, making it state.
Nice.
All right. Highland Park Scots, Region 2, Class 5A, Science, state bound. And let's take a look at the number sense scores. Highland Park Scots.
Oh, sorry. Number sense, they had a 528 versus Longview's 488. I don't think I'd seen Longview before until now, but they have a pretty solid team. They're not too far behind.
They're not bad. Yes, they didn't lay down. They fought. Just came up short.
Yeah, again, Justin Lee heading this team with a 265, followed by Parth Nandekar with a 157, and then Joyce Chang with a 106.
Yeah, man, Antonio Haro from I can't say that, man.
Nacogdoches.
There you go, Nacogdoches school with a 242, really impressive score. And Amon Saridena from Longview High School with 3, making a state.
So Region 2 dominated by the Highland Park Scots with a near sweep. The lone exception is the Hallsville Bobcats taking calculator. Okay, let's go on to Region 3, Class 5A.
That's our region.
That's our region.
Yeah.
I wonder who won calculator applications. Look at that, the Wisdom Generals. Yay, even though the score is not so hot, but still, they won it. We were in a position to be lucky.
You guys are state bound with a 581 versus Waller High School's 559. Those are pretty close scores. You guys were sweating, huh?
Yeah, too close for comfort. Yeah, so Wisdom High School's team is led by Juhyeon Oh with a 217, followed by Bruno Santana with a 189, and Wilmer Salgado with a 175.
Yeah, Chase Alford with a 287 from Magnolia High School, and Samuel Brown from Hendrickson High School with a 203. Both will advance state on their own. Yeah.
Yeah.
Goose Creek really, yeah.
Yeah, I think Goose Creek was like the number 1 seed from district.
I remember that. I remember y'all showed me.
Yeah, it was like a 660. But yeah, I mean, it's too close for comfort. I mean, we're gonna have a hard time going to state with this score, but we're working on it.
Region 3, Class 5A, calculator, Wisdom High School. Can you say it? Can you say it? State bound.
State bound.
All right. We had to dwell on that little moment for us.
Yeah.
You know, so we have to dwell on that. All right.
So it should be noted that Ju Hyun Cho is a 10th grader, and Bruno Santana is also a 10th grader.
Yes, exactly. All right, let's go to mathematics. In mathematics, A&M Consolidated Tigers.
Taking it back.
716 from them. Nice. Versus Goose Creek's 516. A really solid score. Clear winner there.
Yeah. So their team is headed by Bill Wang with a 258, followed by Sabrina Hugh with a 230, and then Kyler Larson with a 228.
Chase Alford with a 272 from Magnolia High School, really pulling through there for them. And Adil Samar with a 256. Those scores are also all really tight, all the way down to like 7th or 8th place. Wow.
Hey, this Alfred Chase kid. This Chase Alfred kid is a stud. He's a stud, man.
Yeah, definitely just powerhouse.
Wonder what grade
low gun. He's a lone gun.
Yeah, lone wolf, lone gun guy.
No team, nothing, man. You don't need a team.
Chase Alford. All right, good job. All right, Region 3, Class 5A, Mathematics, A&M Consolidated Tigers, state bound. Let's look at science. And in science, College Station Cougars.
Yep. College Station with a 484 versus A&M Consolidated 368. So big difference there. Good job, College Station.
Yeah, their team is headed by Sabrina Hugh with a 222, followed by Amy Lee with a 90, and then Bill Wang with a 56.
That's College Station?
Yeah.
Oh, wait. Sorry. Top team was College Station, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Sorry, that's right. A&M Consolidated. Sorry. I just associate College Station with A&M.
Who leads those Cougars?
College Station High School is led with Noah Taylor with a 194. Aditya Narayanan with a 150, and then Sam Wu. Yeah.
All right.
Their third scorers were both the same score too.
Yeah. Sorry, I got confused.
Any lone wolves?
Yeah, Sabrina Hugh from A&M Consolidated with 22.
Nice job, nice job. Region 3, Class 5A, Science. College Station Cougars. State bound.
I think A&M took all top science scores, by the way. A&M Consolidated. Amy Lee took biology. Sabrina Hu was chemistry, and Do Wang was physics.
Nice job, nice job. State bound, College Station Cougars. Let's look at the number sense scores from Region 3. And in number sense, there we go. The Goose Creek Memorial Patriots. The class of Region 3, Class 5A.
Yep. 358 team score versus College Station's 351. That one's really close.
It was close.
Yeah, so Goose Creek Memorial's team is led by Swayam Gupta, followed by Athar Shindi, and then Pranav Gupta. Each with a score of 153, 105, and 100 respectively.
Chase Alford again with a 205, leading Magnolia High School to, an individual. And Deel Samar from Netherlands High School with a 147. I should note that my boy Wenry came in 5th there, unfortunately, but he did well.
Yeah.
Wenry. All right. Yes, I agree. That's your boy, man. Hey, it should be noted this region is one of those anti-sweep regions, which each of the different contests won by a different school. Wisdom, A&M Consolidated, College Station, and Goose Creek.
Yeah.
All right. Let's go on to Region 4.
But Alfred Chase won everything.
Region 4. 5A, Region 4. Calculator. And then we got some dominance over here, man. The Sharyland Pioneer Diamondbacks. Looking strong.
Sharyland Pioneer with an 899, 1 point short for that sweet 900, versus Flower Bluffs 705. Those
Very
are solid
respectable
scores regardless. Yeah.
Yeah, so Sharyland's team is headed by Maximiliano Ramirez with a 320, followed by Brian Lee with a 292, and Derek Lee with a 287. I think they average like a 300, right?
Must be nice.
Yeah.
Be very, very nice.
They must work hard.
Yeah, Mr. Ramirez there.
Bill Compliment disrupting those scores though with a 308 for second place.
Yeah,
awesome
good job. All right, Region 4,
Is
Class
that top
5A.
team? Is that top team in the?
It is. It should be noted that's the top team. In fact, Sharyland Pioneer has the top team headed into state in calculator, in math, and in number sense.
Wow.
Although there's some categories that are more competitive than others, but in calculator, the next closest score seems to be like 150 points lower.
Oof.
They're almost a sure bet to win.
Would that be at like Hallsville?
The next lowest score was Hallsville at 761.
Yeah,
at 761, man. So Sharyland Pioneer is looking dominant, man. They're looking dominant.
Oh.
State bound and calculator. Let's look at their math.
Very nice. Yeah, this is almost 6A.
Wow.
There it is.
This is 6A, basically.
How dominant were they, John?
898. Wow. 898 and versus Flower Bluffs again, 662. So they're still solid scores, but wow, like Sharyland blew it out of the water.
And what are they eating over there?
Yeah. Brian Lee with a 308, Derek Lee with a 298, and then Maximiliano Ramirez with a 292. Again, averaging very close to 300.
No lone wolves here, man.
No lone wolves here. Sharyland Pioneer, Region 4, Class 5A, Mathematics, state bound. But interestingly enough, this is not a sweep region, although you might have thought of it. In science, we have the Canyon High School Cougars breaking the Sherilyn Pioneer grip hold.
Yep, they had a 448 team score versus Ray High School's 390.
Ooh.
Yeah, so Canyons High School team is led by Philip Templeman with a 190, followed by Jackson Frazier with a 152, and Joey Aldrich with a 106.
Toughest scores go toward individuals. Maximiliano Ramirez from Sherilyn Pioneer High School with a 230, and David Chi from South Texas Science Academy with a 212. Both going to state.
Really
Nice.
strong science score.
Yeah.
Region 4, Class 5A, Canyon High School Cougars, state bound. All right, let's finish off our look at this region with our number sense scores, and we're back to Sherilyn Pioneer Diamondback dominance.
Yeah, Sherilyn had a 656 versus Flower Bluff's 596. This one's a bit closer than the rest, but that's still a pretty nice difference there. Good job, Sherilyn.
Yeah, so Sherilyn's team is led by Derek Lee with a 287, followed by Kyung-Kun Cho with a 249, and Jordan Salinas with a 204. Wait. There's two Sherilyn. There's Sherilyn Pioneer. And
Oh,
Sherilyn.
there is?
Yeah. So which one is it? Pioneer?
Pioneer, yes, Pioneer
Okay.
Diamondbacks, and it's the other one's the Sherilyn Rattlers.
Sorry. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Sorry. So, Sherilyn Pioneer's team is led by Derek Lee with a 287, followed by Jordan Salinas with a 204, Brian Lee with a 165.
Yeah, Kyung-Gun Cho from Sherilyn High School, not Pioneer, with 249, and Kyle Shu from Flower Bluff High School with 227, both heading state on their own, state bound.
All right. It should be noted that in Class 5A, the Sherilyn Pioneer Diamondbacks have the top score heading into the state meet in three contests: calculator, math, and number sense. With the exception being in Region 2 Science, the Highland Park Scots have the highest science score heading into the state meet. Sherilyn Pioneer, man. I need to interview. I need to talk to somebody from over there. Somebody,
Yeah.
coach, contact me. Let me talk to you, man. I want to know what y'all drinking over there.
Give away
Alright.
some secrets, please.
Yes. All right. Let's go on to the largest classification, Class 6A.
Oh, boy.
6A. These are the big boys. Region 1, calculator. I have the Arlington Martin Warriors. This is a sweep region, by the way. The Arlington Martin Warriors. How dominant were they, John?
There's a one question difference here.
Wow.
721 versus 714 from Marcus High School.
Flower Mound Marcus. Yes, that was tight. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, Martin High School's team was led by Logan Simon with a 287, followed by Coy Gwynn with a 252, and then Lin Chang with a 182.
3 third places there.
Wow.
We do have a state-bound kid, Austin Garner from Prosper High School, Lone Wolf separating out the big dogs with the 257.
Yeah.
And
Is he the only one from his school? Yeah. Wow.
Oh yeah, they're not in the team scores. Yeah.
and actually, Marcus Flower Mound Marcus has 2 qualifiers.
No.
There's
Okay.
1, 2, 3 third places.
Oh, wow. Yeah, you're right.
So they all qualify for state. See how there's state.
Wow.
They all go.
That's that was like a true tie, right?
Yeah, so let's not forget Vincent Nguyen and Alan Nguyen from Flower Mound Marcus. They qualify. Good luck, guys.
Congrats.
But at the end of the day, and this is a calculator, man. I guess they got the same stadium geometry, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
You
They
go to the
have
tiebreaker?
a true tie.
Wow, that's interesting. All right, Arlington Martin Warriors. Good job. State bound. This is a sweep region. So if we go to math, we're going to see. Let's see if anybody even gets close to them. Arlington Martin.
Yeah, they're not too far off. They had an 896 team score versus Allen High School's 836.
That's respectable.
So, yeah.
Yeah. So leading the Martin High School team is Logan Simon with an impressive 346, followed by Koi Gwen with a 282, and then Abay Mittal with a 268. Is that the highest we've seen so far?
The 346 in math.
Yeah, I think so. Right? It was like there was like a 330 from some, I forgot.
Looks pretty dominant.
Jessica Zhang or something like that.
Any lone wolves?
Yeah, man. Ishan Daki from Allen High School with a 308. And Saraswati from Menon, from Flower Mountain High School with a 282.
All right. Region 1, Class 6A. The Arlington Martin Warriors, state bound. All right, let's take a look at those science scores. But I should say though, that 836 from Allen's a doggone good score, man. Nothing to be slouched about. That's a good score.
Yeah.
Are they having what's it called, wild cards this year?
No wild cards. Let's look at
that
science.
Might have been a good contender.
Yeah. All right, Arlington Martin. Science.
Yep. They had a 664 team score versus Marcus High School, 518. It's a good point difference. Solid team.
Yeah, and again, the Martin High School team is led by Nicholas Kokurik with a 256, followed by Logan Simon with a 246, and Abe Middle with a 162.
All right. It should be noted. Any lone guns?
Vincent Nguyen from Marcus High School with a 224.
All right. It should be noted that science score is the top 6A score heading into the state meet. But there are other teams that are competitive. But that's the top science score heading into the state meet. And finally, rounding off a look at Region 1, let's take a look at those number sense scores. Arlington Martin Warriors.
576 versus Allen High School's 475. Man, sucks for Allen, but they're still a solid school. They're still a solid score.
They could have made it if we had wild cards. They might have been at the state meet, but this is one of those years.
Yeah, Martin High School's team is led by Koi Gwen with a 249, followed by Brendan Kim with a 198, and then Logan Simon with the 129.
Lone Wolves?
Oh, yeah. Andrew Nguyen from Keller High School with a 189.
All right, so this is a sweep region with the Arlington Martin Warriors taking it all. They have a dominant 2021 season. All right, Region 2, Class 6A. Starting off with calculator. I have we have another sweep region. Klein Oak Panthers.
Oh, wow. I didn't know Klein Oak was that strong.
They are strong, sweeping it all.
Jesus, man.
Brad Rice, we know the coach from over there. We know the coach from Klein Oak.
Yeah.
We've been to many tournaments together, many grading tables together.
Yeah. I remember when Klein High School used to be really strong, too.
Josie Mallory looks like she's retired, man. That makes a difference. People make a difference.
Yeah, it's not just the kids, man.
So how dominant was that win, John?
It was a 664 versus a 523 from Cypress Woods, so that's a pretty clear win there.
That's good.
Yeah, so Klein Oak High School's team is led by Rishab Ghosh, followed by Hubert Jaggi, and followed by Ayan Gupta.
Alex Fang is making a state on his own with a Cypress Wood High School with a 238.
All right, so Region 2, Class 6A. Klein Oak, calculator. State bound. All right, let's take a look at those math scores.
Wow.
Klein Oak Panthers.
2 300s here. Klein Oak had a 900 score versus Cypress Woods 838.
Very nice scores.
Solid scores.
Yeah,
That's not a big difference. Well, at that level, that's a pretty big difference actually. Getting those extra questions.
Yeah.
It's rough. It's rough. But that score is very nice. That Cypress Woods, nice score.
Yeah, so their team is led by Rishab Ghosh with a 338, followed by Hubert Jaggi with a 282, and Vin Nguyen with a 280.
Yeah, Ashay Swati and Ramya Iyer, both from Cypress Wood High School, with 300s and 280s respectively. Man, had they just held on a little bit more with Alex Wong, they definitely would have made it. But this is another team that I really wish would benefit from the wild card. But yeah,
I agree. Nice, but they'll be at state individually, so that's nice.
They will.
All right. Klein Oak Panthers, state bound, mathematics, 6A, Region 2. Let's take a look at those science scores. Klein Oak Panthers.
Klein Oak had a 504 versus Belton High School's 444.
Yeah.
Belton? Yeah. That's a pretty solid difference in scores.
Yeah. Again, Klein Oak's team is led by Hubert Jaggi with a 230, followed by Rishab Ghosh with a 196, and then Ina Jaggi with a 78.
Coleman Hallbrown from the other Klein High School with a 15 is making a state.
All right. Klein Oak showing their dominance. And finally, let's take a look at those numbers and scores. Klein Oak Panthers. How dominant was that victory, John?
615 versus a 241. As clear winners there.
No mercy.
No. Yeah, so their team is led by Hubert Jaggi with 245, followed by A.N. Gupta with a 190, and Rishab Ghosh with a 180.
Andrew Nguyen from Tomball High School taking the third place with a 183.
All right, well, that rounds out Region 2. Klein Oak Panthers sweep Region 2 Class 6A. All right. Let's look at Region 3.
Nice.
Starting with Calculator. I wonder what school this will be.
Yeah, North Shore for the win, 924 versus Clements High School, 602.
Easily cracked the 900-point barrier.
The sisters are still there?
Yeah, man, they just keep coming. Okay. So the North Shore High School team is led by Cecilia Mai with a 322, Michelle Chan with a 308, and Cassie Mai with a 294.
All girls?
All girls, and I think they've all been to state since 9th grade.
Don Kirby deserves a shout out here, don't you think?
Yeah.
You gotta get him. You gotta get him to give you an interview.
Don Kirby, the
Don
legend.
Kirby, you listening? I need an interview. I'm gonna try to catch him at the state meet, though. I'm gonna try to catch him. I hope he goes to the same hub we're going to.
Yeah, hopefully.
I'm gonna
Take your
catch him.
setup. Use your phone if you have to.
Yes. North Shore Mustangs, Region 3, Class 6A, state bound. Let's look at those math scores.
Okay.
Clements Rangers.
Wow.
Clements with a 912 versus Clearbrook's 650. You know what? I was gonna say, where's Dulles?
But there was
They're
no
not in
wild
the same
card.
district.
There was no wild cards, yeah.
Yeah, I think either of those teams would advance to the wild card, but since there's no team, no Dulles. Clemens' team is headed by Rich Wayne with a 308, Andrew Kai with a 306, and Justin Lai with a 298.
UIL from Elkins High School with 300 in third place going to state. Man, these are some crazy math scores, man.
Yeah.
Really good, man.
Old teams at 300.
It's the First Colony Middle School, Fort Selman Middle School, Quail Valley Middle School pipeline into Clements, man. Good job, man. What can you say? Good job. Clements Rangers, mathematics, Conference 6A, Region 3, state bound. All right, let's look at science. Science. We
Oh,
have
wow. Look who it is.
the Dulles Vikings.
Yep. Dallas Vikings with a 532 versus Carnegie Vanguard's 486. Hey, good job, Carnegie, actually.
I agree. I used to teach at Carnegie, so I have a little fondness for Carnegie. The Carnegie Rhinos.
Do you know any of the scores from Carnegie this year?
I don't know. I don't know. Last year would have been the last group of kids that I would have known from Carnegie that I taught personally. So all these people I don't have a connection with. Except for Lazo. I don't know if Lazo.
Yeah, Lasso. I forgot.
He would join us online for practice. All right.
Yeah. So the Dulles team is headed by Jayanth Pratap with a 186, followed by Tony Dong with a 176, and then Anant Astana.
And Jeffrey Keith from Carnegie High School, man. Carnegie Vanguard High School, 238. And
asserting his dominance, man.
yeah, man. And Vivek.
All right. Region 3, Class 6A. Dulles Vikings. State bound.
Yeah.
Let's take a look at those number sense scores. And we're back to the Clements Rangers.
Clear winners here. 783 versus 408 from Seven Lakes.
Wow.
Yeah, so the Clements team is headed by Justin Lai with a 271, Andrew Kai with a 266, that rhymes. Dylan Patel with a 246.
Almost a clean sweep there, huh?
Did the really strong guy from Carnegie graduate? Because I remember he would score 200 really easily. I don't see him on here.
What, number sense?
Yeah.
Come on, Amherst?
No. The kid with blonde hair. I forgot his name. He was really tall.
Oh, Jonathan Tenney. Are you talking about Tenney, the skinny guy?
Maybe. I don't remember.
White dude?
I don't remember. So, hey, it should be noted that in this region, the top scorer in the state for in calculator, North Shore had the top score in the state in the regional league. In math, Clements had the top score, and in number sense, Clements also had the top score in the state heading into state. The only exception is that in Region 1 Science, the Arlington Martin Warriors had the top science score heading into state. Quite a region, very competitive.
Yes, sir.
All right, we ready to go to Region 4?
Yes.
Region 4.
Your side of the woods, Kentu?
Huh?
Isn't this your side of the woods?
So I will say this. I do want to say this. I am a proud PSJ High School Bear. I was class president, PSJ High School, class of 1990. That's what that's who you're in the presence of. Class president, PSJ High School, class of 1990. You're in the presence of our. That's the kind of caliber of people you're holding this interview with, this discussion with.
Yeah.
Just so you know. PSJ Bears. How
as soon as Cantu left, it started going uphill. PSJA. 721 team score versus Reagan from San Antonio's 555.1.
I should point out PSJA stands for FAR, San Juan, Alamo. That's the 3 cities to go to one school. It's like a tri-city area. So that's what the PSJA stands for, just so you know.
Is it a really big school?
Well, now it's split up. Back in my days, there was just one school, but now they have like PSJ North. Then they got the PSJ San Juan Bears, and they got an Alamo school, and they got like some specialty schools now. So it's a different world from the world I grew up in PSJ. You know, those 3 years. So.
Well, the PSJA team is led by Alma Carrillo with a 252, Andres Flores with a 238, and Gael Monjaras with a 231.
Is Garcia from Villa High School making it stay with second place and 243.
All right. Region 4, Class 6A, calculator applications. The PSJ Bears, state bound. All right, let's look at those math scores.
You know, funny story. My advisor at UT, she sent me an email saying that she was also from Reagan High School. Like, she had found out that I was from Reagan High School as well, from Houston. But she was from the San Antonio one. So I was like, oh, like, are you sure it's the Houston one? Because there's the San Antonio one.
Just like
Like,
Sterling,
we're
just like Baytown Sterling and Houston Sterling, you know what I'm saying? These different schools with different names. Yes, I agree.
Oh man.
All right. That's funny story, John. Funny stories. Not to be confused with San Antonio Reagan, Houston Reagan. All right, those math scores. I got the Vandergrift Vipers.
Yeah. So 656 team score versus United High School's 630. They're not very far off.
Not far off.
Pretty
That was
close.
tight. That was tight.
Yeah, their team consists of Jasper Lee with a 252, followed by Andrew McLinden with a 212, and Ayush Singh with a 190.
A lot of individuals here. Christian Wu from Westlake High School with a 306 in first place. Yeah, wow, these are all individuals, I think. Reyes Garcia from Baylor High School with a 280. And, they're all individuals. Top three. Wesley Wessenberger from Bowie High School in Austin with a 272.
It's always an interesting scenario. It's an interesting scenario when the top team has none of the top three scores. You know what I'm saying? It's always an interesting scenario.
Yeah.
You know, in your interview with Dante, I like that he mentioned that he was like, UIL, it's a team effort too. So, like, I don't know, like that. It's nice to see that here too.
And guess what? They all get to go to state from the winning team.
Yeah.
Even though not a single one was an individual. They all qualify for that scholarship money. So it's good. The Vandergrift Vipers. 6A, Region 4, Mathematics. State bound. All right, let's look at science. And we have the Austin Westlake Chaparrals.
Yep. Westlake had a 542 versus Reagan High School from San Antonio, 530.
Tight.
2-question difference.
It's tight.
Yeah. So Westlake's team consists of Christopher Wu with a 184, followed by Sarah Wang with a 180, followed by Elliot Salindis with a 178. Salindis.
Ethan Bull from Reagan High School, with a 232, making it stay on his own. Good job, man.
Class 6A, Region 4, Science. The Austin Westlake Chaparrals. State bound. Alright, and finally looking at the number sense scores from Region 4, Class 6A.
Wow.
And I have the Edinburgh Vela Sabercats.
Was this anti-sweep?
This was
region?
an anti-sweep region.
Yeah.
4
Bella
different
High
events,
School.
4 different victors.
Bella High School was a 491 team versus Westlake's 414. You know, United wasn't too far off with their 408 either.
Nice score.
Yeah. So Vela High School's teams consist of Reyes Garcia with a 268, followed by John Garza with a 161, and Santiago Jaramillo with a 62.
All
And
right.
then Regalado from Westlake High School taking that first place in the 272. State bound.
All right. Class 6A, Region 4, number sense. Edinburgh Vela Sabercats. State bound. All right, gentlemen. I appreciate this look and analysis at all the scores. You all excited about state this next week?
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
You're going to join me for a state results show?
Yeah.
All right. Any parting thoughts? Any parting thoughts, Aradani?
I just want to know what are like the highest scores regardless of classification.
That's going to take some time and look and effort. I don't have that time right now, but you're right. That's a good question.
I'm sure North Shore is going to be for calculator.
Probably.
Right.
Probably.
And then for math, would it be probably Clements?
Were
they the ones that broke the 900? I think.
Yeah.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
All
And then
good.
number
All
sense. I'm not sure what number sense would be. But definitely those two.
Any parting thoughts, John?
Well, good luck to all the contestants and to everyone who participated in regionals. You know, that's still quite an achievement. Good job getting there. Next year, I know a lot of you guys will try harder, so hopefully you guys get your chance at state next year too.
Cool. How about you, Marco?
Oh man, these scores are pretty good. I'm glad that people kept practicing despite the pandemic. So, yeah, it's really great. Good job, guys. Awesome.
Gentlemen, I appreciate you joining me. And each one of these schools, each one of these kids, they deserve our applause. And it makes me happy to be able to highlight their accomplishments and their performances. Thank you for joining me, gentlemen.
No problem, man.
No problem.
No problem.
I hope you enjoyed that analysis. We enjoyed making the analysis. It's a good time. If you enjoy the content of this channel, it would really help me out if you could take a moment and please just hit the like button, make a comment below, any kind of comment, and also please subscribe. It really helps the channel grow, and I hope you can help me out by going ahead and subscribing. We hope to bring many more enjoyable shows to you. I know next week will be the state meet, and we will have a state results show to celebrate state champions in math and science this year. I hope you enjoyed. My name is Saul Cantu, and this is Texas Math Mundo. Farewell.